So being at the MIT Media Lab, twice a year we would invite our member companies, and we used to call it demo or die. We had to show a demo of what we were building. And for about 3 years in a row, these member companies such as Procter & Gamble, Toyota, Samsung, Bank of America, they would see what we've built for autism and they would say, well, how about you apply it to advertising testing or product testing or automotive, monitoring the state of drivers. And so after we got to about 20 of these member companies expressing interest in our technology, we thought, there's something happening here. And we thought the solution was to bring in more research students in the lab. But then we talked, we spoke to the Media Lab director at the time, and he said, this is not a research problem anymore, it's more of a commercialization opportunity. If you look at human intelligence, people who have higher emotional intelligence tend to be more likable, they're more persuasive, they're more effective in their lives. And we think this is true in artificial intelligence as well. So as more and more of our interactions with technology become conversational, become perceptual, become relational, the social and emotional awareness of these interfaces is going to become really critical. And so we're all about injecting these interfaces with artificial emotional intelligence. And what that really means is that we identify how humans express emotion, and of course humans express emotions in any number of ways, through your voice or your gestures, but also your facial expressions. And that's where I spent the majority of my career, looking into how humans express emotions through their face. So as it turns out, this guy and his team in the late 70s, Professor Paul Ekman, he published the facial action coding system, where he mapped every single facial muscle, we have about 45 of those, to a code. So I'll give you an example. Action unit 12 is the zygomatics muscle, and it's the lip corner pull. It's typically what you would activate if you were smiling. Action unit 4 is the corrugator muscle, and it's what you would do if you were furrowing your eyebrow, if you were confused or angry. And to become a certified face reader or fax coder, you would have to go through 100 hours of training. It's pretty intense. And then it takes you about 5 minutes to code 1 minute of video. So it's very time intensive, it's very laborious. So what we've done as a team at Affectiva, and before that as part of my research, is to use computer vision and machine learning to automate that process. So now, using any device with any camera, our machine learning algorithms can track your face, so it identifies the presence of a face, and then it tracks all the different feature points on your face, so your eyes, your mouth, your eyebrows. So the way we train these algorithms is we collect data from all around the world, and we feed the machine learning algorithm examples of people smiling or smirking or frowning. So to date, we've collected about 5.4 million face videos from 75 countries around the world, and that amounts to about 2 billion facial frames. It's a ton of data. And we use that data to train the algorithms, but we also use it to mine, to mine the data to understand how do humans express emotion across the world. And so what we found is that by and large, facial expressions are universal. A smile is a smile, everywhere in the world. However, we found that there are cultural differences in how people express emotion, and we call those display rules or norms. So we found, for instance, in collectivist cultures like China and Japan, people are less likely to share negative emotions. And we don't see that effect in individualistic cultures like the US. We've also found that there are gender differences in how people express emotion. So women tend to be more expressive, which is not surprising, but our data confirms that. But that difference is culturally specific. So in the US, women smile 40% more than men. In France and Germany, women smile 25% more than men. But in the UK, we found no significant difference between men and women, which was intriguing. We don't really have an explanation yet, but this kind of technology allows us to do, scientific explorations into how humans express emotion at a scale that was never possible before.